Hey everybody, it's Chris with InsideTheU. I have a question I'd like to answer, and it comes from the InsideTheU message boards from Hurdler Turn Poster. Do you think we will see new starters at guard next season? I think that is a great question. I definitely appreciate you submitting it, and I definitely want to break down everything with that question in terms of the guard position, which is so key for the Hurricanes. As you know, Miami brings back all 5 starters who started last season, so it does make the question even more interesting in terms of will there be a player or two to break through and actually take the job of the guys that started last season. Jakai Clark started 9 of the 11 games at left guard. DJ Skafe started 11 games at right guard, and then Usman Traore fit in at left guard with 2 starts. So there's 3 guys that started last season, but to answer your question, yes, I think that you will see new starters next season. I think it starts with Navaughn Donaldson. He's a guy that has 34 career starts, but last year he was coming back from an injury for most of the season, but at the end of the year you saw him play, and you saw him play well, and I think that was a good sign. He graded out well in his snaps, as a reserve. You saw the big block that he had on a touchdown run by Cameron Harris, and I think that was a good sign of things to come. I do expect Navaughn to be able to participate in spring practices, and I think he'll earn that job. If it's not in the spring, then definitely in fall camp. I think with Navaughn, his 34 career starts broke down into 12 at left guard, 16 at right guard, meaning he could play both spots, and he's actually has 6 starts at right tackle. However, I think his best position for the Hurricanes is left guard. I do expect him to win the starting job over Jakai Clark. Jakai Clark is a guy that could play center as well. So if Jakai does not win the position at left guard, maybe he becomes a threat to earn the starting spot at center with Corey Gaynor, and I will get to center more later. However, I do expect Gaynor to go ahead and hold on to that spot because they do like his leadership and his experience. At left guard with Navon Donaldson there, I think that really opens up things with Miami in terms of their ability to run to that left side even better than they have in the past. I think Navon does a good job, even though he's got the wide frame. I think he's got good feet to get out and make key blocks and running plays, and I think he's good enough in the pass blocking. And in regards to his grades, Pro Football Focus has graded out Navon very well each season, and he's been arguably Miami's best offensive lineman each year that he has started. So I do expect that change to be made, and I think as long as Navon stays healthy, I think he will be one of the best 5 linemen. I think he's going to be arguably their best guard. I don't think that comes as a surprise given his experience, given the grades that he has posted throughout his career. So that would be a great addition to Miami's offensive line as they look to improve, and I think you saw that last year. 2019 they really struggled. 2020 was a step up. A lot of guys gained experience playing together. So I think if you add Navaughn Donaldson into that mix, I think you've got a chance of having a really solid line. I expect the tackles to stay the same with Zion Nelson at left tackle and Jared Williams at right tackle. And then at right guard, DJ Skafe had a really disappointing season, to be honest, last year. He was the team MVP 2 years ago, so you're expecting him to be a very reliable force on the offensive line, and that just was not the case. I think DJ has a chance to keep his starting spot because last year he played the most of any offensive player on the team, so they definitely still believe in him. But again, if Jakai Clark does not win that spot, maybe he becomes a guy that can slide over to right guard with his experience. Again, he started as center his first year at Miami, so he's been a 2-year starter, so maybe he's a guy that can slide over to right guard. However, I think the guy to watch for at right guard is Jalen Rivers. He was a highly regarded recruit last year. As a freshman, he was a reserve. He did get some playing time, but did not earn that start last year. However, one of the things that stands out to me with Jalen, in terms of his ability, he's got the ability to play guard or tackle. I think he's best at guard right now. And I think the things that stand out to me are, he's a guy that they talk about being a perfectionist. So he's a guy that's really coachable in a sense that sometimes he's hard on himself because he's not always perfect on every rep, but I like that in guys that really demand excellence from themselves. He does get experience throughout the year. And then at the end of the season, I thought it was notable that offensive coordinator Rhett Lashley and offensive line coach Garen Justice both spoke highly about Jalen Rivers, and they both said that he is going to be in the mix next year. And I think the reason is because he did gain a lot of experience last year. He comes in the spring, he gets a little bit of spring ball, he does get some games under his belt, and now you have a guy that looks to be a guy that can certainly challenge, and I would not be surprised at all if he earns a starting spot at right guard for the 2021 season, even with DJ Skafe having experience, even with Ja'Kai Clark having experience there, just because I believe in his abilities there, and because I think DJ Skafe really struggled last season. So again, it wouldn't surprise me. DJ Skafe, it's his job to lose. We will see how the battle works out in spring ball. But I think to answer the question, I don't think there's any question at all, in the sense that I do think that there will be new starters at guard, and I think it's only going to improve the play of the offensive line, because I think Donaldson is an upgrade, and I think even if it is Skafe at right guard, again, I expect him to be better than he was last season. So hopefully you're getting an offensive line that, again, that's gelling together, playing well together, good against the run, good against the pass. I think it's going to be extremely important as they look to be even more productive on offense. They took a step last year, but I think there's more to come still, especially if D'Eriq King does return healthy for the 2021 season. And again, you get running backs back, wide receivers looking to improve their play, and then at tight end, you're still looking for production there. So I think the offensive line is key. I think it does start with the guards, and that will be one of the biggest battles to watch for throughout spring practices. I think if you're looking at some other guys that maybe could fit in there, maybe you're looking at John Campbell, who's played tackle at Miami. They like him there, but he got beat out last year by Zion Nelson. So maybe Campbell's a guy that you look for in the guard position. It has been a little bit surprising that we have not seen Campbell at guard as much as I think that they should have put him in there. But I think he's a guy that could maybe fit in there. Usman Traore is a guy that started twice last year, but he's a guy that I think stays as a reserve. I think it gives him good depth, but I don't expect him to earn a starting spot over those guys. Again, I think with John Campbell, he can provide some good lateral movement in terms of the run blocking and pass blocking. I think it gives Miami another option to look for at guard, because I think the tackle position is pretty much settled. Rhett Lashley spoke highly about Zion Nelson, solidifying that left tackle spot. There's an article on InsideTheU about him this week. And then also with Jared Williams coming back for his 7th collegiate season. It's really impressive that he wants to stay at Miami and have another good season. I think he can be even better at that right tackle spot. But definitely the guard position, one to watch for in spring ball. Definitely thank you for your question. We're going to do more of these, so definitely drop by and offer a question, and I'd certainly like to answer it. So thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, like the video, and check out InsideTheU.com for all your coverage on the Miami Hurricanes.